According to WHO, 1.5 billion people do not have proper foot cover, while 350 million shoes are discarded every year. We'd like our own soul warriors coming in and coming with us, seeing the authenticity. And it's the best part is the donation part because we see the smiles on their faces. They are just so happy, and that makes us happy. And then let me tell you, somebody who saw the authenticity, who saw this initiative was really to help people. They came and donated 1,500 pairs of new footwear.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Reach Her podcast. We hear you, and this is a platform for all budding women out there. This is Madhumati here with a very young guest today. We have Sia, a socially conscious person who has come up with this thoughtful initiative called Soul Warriors to help people in need. Let's welcome her. Hello, Sia.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So, how are the days going? You have classes, right? Online classes.
Right. Thankfully, not on a Sunday.
You have it on Saturday also, is it?
Yesterday was Independence Day.
Okay.
So it was a nice celebration with everybody.
You went to school or was it online too?
Oh, online.
Oh my god. I never thought we'll celebrate Independence Day online. Okay. Tell us about your initiative, Sia. Who are Soul Warriors?
So let me first start with a couple of facts.
Yeah.
According to WHO, 1.5 billion people do not have proper foot cover, while 350 million shoes are discarded every year. Soul Warriors is the pan-India movement to connect the people with excess amounts of shoes with people who don't even have the basic footwear.
Yeah.
At Soul Warriors, we collect shoes, refurbish them if needed, and then donate them to the needy.
So that is what Soul Warriors do. So who are these volunteers? Where do they come from? How do they approach you?
So it first started off with a couple of forwards, WhatsApp forwards. I made a poster, contact information was on it, sent it to my friends and family. They sent it on. And then 3 days later, I joined this big group called the Pluggers Army, where there were close to 200 eco warriors who were doing so much good work for the earth. They took up these projects and they went to their apartment. They started collection drives in their own apartment. Okay. This is how we actually started.
So it was from your own friends and family that eventually grew into their friends, and that is how Soul Warriors formed. So yes. That is nice, you have an initiative and you see that spread along with your friends, and it goes on. It's a beautiful feeling as well. So tell us about how did you get this idea of Soul Warriors and why this idea?
Right. Last year, there was a construction going on near my house, and the workers were working barefoot. Their feet were extremely dirty and cracked, and so were their children's feet. This image has been in the back of my mind ever since. During the lockdowns, I saw many pictures of barefoot migrant workers, and as I researched more, I realized that there were millions of people without foot cover.
Okay.
All of these memories and instances led me to this idea of Soul Warriors.
Okay. So it is just how the impression, the image and the things you see and how they leave impression on your mind. So since when are you working on this idea of Soul Warriors here?
Actually, I've had the idea of Soul Warriors for a really long time. It used to be our dinner table topic of conversation every single night during the lockdowns and even before.
Okay.
we thought of soul warriors the moment I saw these people barefoot. I came and I said, I want to do something to help these people, but I never really got a chance to execute it. And then during the lockdowns, when I saw more and more images, I was just like, this needs to happen. There is a real need.
True.
And that's when I started thinking of soul warriors and brainstorming on how it would start.
Yeah, and I think that was the right time also, because you see that was a very tough time, when especially when the lockdown started. People needed help, and people used to walk from long distances just to reach home with, and if they were barefoot, I can't imagine their plight. So you've come up with a, maybe it all happens for the good, and at the good time it happens. So that was really nice that you could work on it. So when you said that this was already your dinner topic, so what was the reaction from their, I mean, from your parents, and when you told it to people outside your place, outside, like your friends, your second circle, third circle people, how did they react to it?
So my family was really supportive, and they kept contributing their own ideas on how we can do this, how we can execute it. They connected me with their friends so that I could take it forward with people who could get more people to start in their own apartments. In fact, the first person who started the drive, as I live in an independent house, but I wanted the drive to first start in an apartment. So the person who started it was my dad's friend from his college. Her name is Rashna Puri, Mrs. Rashna Puri, and she's been so helpful. She's been my mentor throughout. She started the first pilot drive, and it was an apartment of around 150 flats.
Okay.
150 flats, and we got 500 shoes from those 150 flats, which is a huge number. It was so encouraging. I was just so happy. And that's when I said Soul Warriors will work.
Yeah, that's
So
the
we have to do
motivation,
it.
maybe. Yeah. So, so that was around how many days since you conceived this idea and you thought you had to do it?
That was around a month or 1.5 months after I started brainstorming.
Okay.
And it's been 3 months since then.
Nice. So, when did this actually, when did you put it into force? When did this Soul Warriors start officially?
It started around 4 months when we did that drive, 4 months back or something. Or 3 to 4 months. I'm not too sure of the real date because I thought it wouldn't work.
But it did.
And yeah, it did. It did. It was really nice.
So, how are you now? Yeah, now tell us about what do you do with these shoes? Like now you collect, you don't know what condition they are in. Are they usable, or like what is the process that happens once you collect the shoe?
It is actually a very simple 3-step process. First, we have our key volunteers in the apartment start the drives. We not only do drives in apartments, we do it in gated communities. A whole, like a Kormangla first block drive was done, an entire block where we got so many shoes.
Okay. Okay.
We also pick up from individual houses, individual people who want to donate around 10 pairs or 2-3 pairs. Sometimes they even dunzo it. After we collect, we refurbish them. We have partnered up with Presto Cobblers who help us with the refurbishing part. But only a select number of footwear need refurbishing because we've got so many footwear, so many shoes which are in such good condition. It's really nice to see.
Yeah.
Then we go on donation drives and we donate the shoes to the people who need.
Okay. I mean, that is really nice to see people having, the thought of helping, because this, anybody in trouble or anybody in need, one thing they say is the world is a bad place to live. But only when we take the first step do we realize that there are good people in the world and we just have to notice it. Did you
There
feel,
are many.
did you feel it throughout the process?
Yes, yes. In the beginning, I was so skeptical about whether this will work or not. And then let me tell you, somebody who saw the authenticity, who saw this initiative was really to help people. They came and donated 1,500 pairs of new footwear.
Wow, who was that? I mean, you can tell that person, no? It'll be a like the gratitude kind of a thing.
That so his name is Mr. Vineet. He is from he runs a company where he has school shoes and school uniforms which he sells at. So he had this in his warehouse and he just gave it to us, saying, "Okay, give it to the people in need," and it was so nice.
That was so nice. Okay. So how many? Okay, so one person has contributed around 1,500 pairs of shoes. So what is the total number of pairs you have? How many do you have?
As of now, we have collected 12,000 pairs of shoes, which is a
12,000
lot.
in
Yes.
4 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, just 2 days back, we did a drive, and it lasted only for that day. And in that very day, we collected 2,000 pairs of
One day. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes.
That's okay. Nice thing. I mean, you have to be very happy. Like many drives happen, and many people struggle to get such a reach. And you being so young, you've been able to do this, and you have support. And yeah, thanks. Nice work you've done. How do you store them? Like you have 12,000 pairs, and how do you store them?
So of course we had to rent out a warehouse. I mean, my garage is still full with all of the dunzos we keep getting in.
Okay.
But apart from that, we have a big warehouse. But right now we've paused our collection because we have so much, and we need to start do more and more donation drives.
Yeah.
People right now don't really want to go out because of the COVID situation. So our soul warriors just help with collection more than donation. But there are a couple of soul warriors who are so interested in donation as well. They join us for every single step in our process.
Okay. So when is this? When can we expect the donation camps to come up?
We've already done multiple donation drives. We did one yesterday, which was on Independence Day, a very significant donation drive. And we are also going to do drives throughout this week.
Oh, nice. So have you chosen your places? Like what kind of places? Where do you go, or do they come, or how does it happen?
So I did tell you about the Ploggers Army, right?
Yeah.
So they've been doing drives for a really long time, and a lot of the people in the Ploggers Army are also soul warriors.
Oh.
So they know places, especially the head, I would say, Mr. Raj. He knows a lot of places, a lot of slums in JP Nagar, Koramangala, Ejipura, loads of slums. So we go to each of those slums. We even stop on the road if we see somebody who needs shoes.
Yeah, that serves the purpose. Yeah. So reach out to those people. So is there any possibility, like you choose your spots, you go to those places, and you organize camps and you distribute it? Is there any possibility for people in need to come reach out to you?
Yes. People who need, like, we've got multiple NGOs coming to us saying we need 10 pairs of footwear in this size. Mm-hmm. So either they come to our warehouse or we sort it to them and we send it to them, so that those people can be helped.
Okay, through NGOs you distribute it to people who are in need, right?
Yes, though we do not go to NGOs much. Because we like our own soul warriors coming in and coming with us, seeing the authenticity. And it's the best part is the donation part, because we see the smiles on their faces. They are just so happy, and that makes us happy.
So that is the final purpose, to see the happiness in them. What's the point if you take so much of effort and finally you just leave out on the most important thing, right? Seeing them happy. So how do you feel, Sia, like overall, like throughout the journey of say 3-4 months, and you're able to collect so many things, right? So many pairs of shoes, and finally you are in the stage of donating it to people, and you are going to see them smile and be happy for it. How does that feel to you?
It is just so satisfying to see the gleam in their eyes. It's
Yeah.
really satisfying. But also, we have faced a couple of issues in this process. Like, at one point of time, people used to think of our collection drives as a way to dispose of their shoes. So we used to get shoes in really, really bad quality. In fact, one third of our warehouse, even now, is filled with shoes which can be thrown away. They can't be repaired or refurbished by Presto at all.
Okay. So how do you deal with it?
We did we make posters and send it out, right? So in that, we've very clearly written that we only accept good quality shoes, ready to use shoes.
Okay, okay.
We've iterated it multiple times. Our volunteers keep telling the people in their apartment that only good quality shoes will be accepted.
Finally, that's what matters, right? Like if it's not used, yeah, that cause should be understood. Once the cause is understood, people will try to make the best kind of donations they can. So this being one side, you must have faced other problems. Like initially when you started, was it difficult to reach out to the volunteers, or was it difficult to, get the shoes? How was it in the initial stages? Was it tough, or did it just go smooth?
Actually, in the initial stages, because of our volunteers being amazing, it was very, very smooth. Our soul warriors were just driving this. There was so much momentum. It
Okay.
was really nice to see.
So is it still there till now, the momentum?
Yes. The momentum is still there. The soul warriors are still participating as much,
Okay.
and it's really.
I can understand that momentum that people, that your warriors have in just the reaction of your face. You get so excited and all that pride comes on your face. No? That itself, I can understand how motivated they are to donate and help. So, Sia, you've also spoken at stages, right? Like various places about this initiative. So, where have you spoken, and what was your experience in that?
I've spoken at various platforms like IBM, at Accenture, storytelling places. And over there, the reaction has been really gratifying. It's really nice. Loads of volunteers have come from there, and they've contacted me after I gave this talk, and they've said, I want to start a drive in my own apartment. And they even, as I said, it's a pan-India movement. So they've taken it to Chennai. We're starting drives in Pune, Mumbai, and it's all because of these platforms where I spoke at. Those volunteers are coming up and saying, I want to do it throughout India.
Okay, so how many volunteers do we have now?
As of now, we have 60 volunteers.
Okay, 60.
Yes.
Okay, so how many volunteers did you start with?
We started, it actually just started with me and my mentor.
Okay,
That's it.
so from 2 to 60, you've traveled in 4 months.
Yes.
So, how do you plan to take this forward? Yeah, you're trying to make it pan India. So, what? How do you plan to scale up, and what are your ideas for the future now?
We've also partnered up with Rotaries as well,
Mm-hmm.
like Rotary Kanakpura Road, Rotary Orion Bengaluru. And these are also, these people have also done drives. Like, I was speaking about the drive where we collected 2,000 shoes in one day, right?
Yeah.
That was facilitated by Rotary, Rotary Kanakpura Road.
That's nice. So, yeah, you're about to say something?
Yes. So we want to partner up with Rotaries throughout India, not only in Bangalore, so that they can help us because they will know the places where we can donate shoes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we want to partner up with them so that we can donate shoes. We can have a very efficient process in other cities as well.
Yeah, true. Because there are many places that is left unnoticed. I just hope you get to see all those places and reach out to those places. Because cities, yes, you need to focus on them. There are places that needs to be, addressed. But there are other places also in, smaller towns, and I hope you can reach there with more number of volunteers. All the best to you.
Thank you so
So.
much.
You're welcome. So, apart from this Soul Warriors, what else ideas do you have? I'm sure you're not going to stop with Soul Warriors, right? Like being this generation being so social conscious that I'm proud of. What are your other plans other than Soul Warriors?
Actually, I had started another initiative a couple like last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lake conservation initiative because I was seeing in Bangalore itself there were so many lakes being polluted, they were dying, and people didn't care about it. So I
Mm.
started the initiative. It was called Lake Warriors, very similar to Soul Warriors.
Yeah.
I don't have much creativity, but um, so a lot of people wanted this project to go ahead. They
Mhm.
wanted us to come and help with cleaning their lakes, but it also required a lot of equipment, and the government needed to help with that. But it wasn't possible because the momentum just died down, and we didn't have the equipment and all. So once that went away, I started thinking about Soul Warriors.
Okay. So that is how even, that is how even business people and achievers think. Just because one goes off, you just don't lose the motivation and stay there. You go to the next one and put all your efforts in that and make it work. So I'm happy that you've done that. As you said about this Lake Warriors, I just one thing flashed is the equipments and the finance for that. How are you managing this finance for Soul Warriors? Because you need to conduct drives, you need to store them in your warehouse. You must have spent a lot on that. How are you managing that?
Actually, the collection drives, we do not. The Our Soul Warriors take care of that part of the process. We have also we've partnered up with Sahas, a transportation company,
Okay.
who helps us to transport these big boxes. Around 10 boxes from each apartment is what we get. So
Mm-hmm.
they help us transport that to the warehouse.
Okay.
Obviously, we've rented out the warehouse. At the moment, it's coming from my pocket money,
Okay.
which I'm completely happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, I think we will start collecting,
Monetizing the thing,
yeah,
right?
and doing fundraisers and all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fundraisers are very important, especially not just for the people in need, but also the ones who support. Because how long can even one person be affording all that? I hope you Soul Warriors grows and you come into different other, the ideas and all. So, what do you want to tell people? What do you wish that people knew about?
Actually, I would like to talk about another part of
Yeah.
Soul Warriors, which
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of people know about because it's very new.
Okay.
It's just something which I was thinking of and then just experimenting on. I
Okay.
wanted people in slums who, especially right now with the COVID situation, the slum dwellers and all aren't really making much money. They aren't making an ends meal, which is very bad.
Yeah.
So I wanted to help them. I wanted to help them make their own livelihood. So
Mm-hmm.
we started giving refurbished shoes to them, and they sold it at like 10 rupees or 15 rupees to the
Okay.
other slum dwellers who could afford it. So a couple of people who we gave it to, we call them soul entrepreneurs, our
Oh,
soul entrepreneurs.
nice.
Um,
Okay.
A few people who we gave it to. One person is handicapped. He he his name is Ebenezer. He is handicapped, and he really could not make an ends meal at all. Another person is an only mother who has a mentally unstable child.
Okay.
We gave it to these two people, and they made 400 rupees in just one day. We
Oh,
gave lots of shoes, and these shoes are almost they're in a new condition, which they're selling for 20 rupees or 25 rupees.
it's
So
been
it's really nice to see that people are also getting the shoes, and people are also making a livelihood for themselves.
Yeah, but just having what to say, have a regulation to monitor this. This is a very beautiful initiative, helping them do it. Just make it bigger and make sure you have regulations to monitor them properly because nobody should be misusing this opportunity, right?
Yes. Actually, we thought a lot about that before actually implementing it. Um, we One person, Mr. Venkat Ramanayan, he also used to do this with clothes. He used to give them clothes,
Okay.
and he used to allow them to sell it for cheap prices after they refurbished it a little.
Okay.
So these are the same people who he knows, who he trusts a lot. He monitors them, sees that they do not go out and sell it for high prices or to city dwellers like us, but
Yeah.
but it actually reaches the right people.
Yeah, because they might be trustworthy, but you should make sure that the end product reaches the right person, right? It shouldn't go to the wrong hands. So, all the best for that. And that's a beautiful thought process that you guys have got. And I hope you come up with such. Who said you're not creative? You're thinking of so many ideas, and why do you call yourself not creative? That's really nice ones, yeah. So, yeah, what do you want to tell others?
I would like to ask you to join hands with us, become
Sure.
soul warriors so that you can help other people.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that and from my side also I request them, all the audience do support. This is a real beautiful initiative that you can do from wherever you are. Just organize one camp at your place, and you can contact Sia through. How do they contact you? Facebook.
Yes, there are Facebook pages. You can WhatsApp me. I will put my number and email ID in the chat box. You can DM me on Instagram.
Yeah, you're back
So
on Instagram.
yes, I am.
That's
After a short break.
that's nice. So she's also there on Insta, and your Insta name is ID.
Soul warriors.
Yeah, soul warriors. Do check their profile out and do help in whatever ways you can. Okay. So yeah, that message is sent to the audience. I hope you get nice response after this is, telecasted on YouTube. So
Thank you so
nice.
much.
It was nice talking to you, Sia. It was very beautiful talking to you. Yes, I have your number, and we will put it forward to the audience, and they can reach out to you. And yeah, it was great talking to you. It was really inspiring.
You too. Thank you so much for all of your help. This is the way we get more soul warriors, not only WhatsApp forwards, but because of people like you too.
Thank you so much. Thanks to Reach Her for that. So, to the audience, thank you so much for your time and listening to us. I hope this has inspired you enough, and just have to realize age is just a number, and you can start with whatever you have and wherever you are. With that note, this is Madhumati signing off from Reach Her podcast. We hear you, and this is a platform for all budding women out there. Thank you.
Reach Skyline. Embrace digital.